If you have osteoarthritis of the knee and you are faced now with the decision of whether or not to have a knee replacement, make sure you get all this information first. Because with all this information, you will be much better positioned to make that decision. And it could be that you need a knee replacement. Of course, there are cases, but there are a lot of cases where you can actually heal it. But there are 5 things that you need to do first. Welcome to ShapeFixer. I'm Andrew. I had osteoarthritis of the hip, and I was faced with a hip replacement, and I was able to cure that. And I've done lots of videos on that, and I've got lots of people who are now members of this channel who have had hip arthritis and have had fantastic results. And there's a lot in common with knee arthritis and hip arthritis. So there's a lot of overlap in the information, but there are some things that are specific to knee arthritis. So what are these 5 things? Right, the first one is you need to take the pressure off the joint. You need to take the weight off the joint if you're going to give it a chance to regenerate. That means your weight, whether that's a hip or a knee. If you are very overweight, very heavy, obese, you are going to have much more difficulty repairing that joint. So we need a strategy that is going to get your weight down. If you already are at a healthy weight, then that's fine. Then you've ticked that one already. The second thing we need to do is lower your inflammation, which is why your doctor's probably got you on anti-inflammatories, and they work. But anti-inflammatory medication over a period of time has terrible side effects, and in some cases, like the injection of steroids, it's actually counterproductive, and I've done a video on that before. I'll link that in the video notes down here so that you can go and see why. So really what you need is you need your diet, your nutrition, to bring your inflammation down. So what are we doing? We're eating to get our weight down. We are eating to keep our inflammation down. And the other thing that's very important when it comes to food is having the nutrients to be able to build new collagen in your cartilage, because your main part of your cartilage tissue is in fact made from collagen. And you need to be able to build that. So if you're not getting those nutrients in your food, you're not going to be able to rebuild it. Right, so weight down, inflammation down, the right nutrients in. Then there is the exercise factor, and there are 2 parts to that. So number 4 and number 5. Number 4 is stop doing the exercise that is causing more damage. And in most cases, osteoarthritis is a result of overuse of the joint and grinding it away faster than your body is able to repair. And that's the equation. You need to get that equation going the other way. You need to stop doing the damage so that you've got more time to repair it with lowered weight, lowered inflammation, and better food. So you need to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing that is aggravating it, inflaming it, wearing it away, and making it hurt. In my case, with my hip, that was running. I had to stop for a while. You need, however, to do other exercises that will be very specific to the joint. In this video, it's a knee joint, and you need to understand what the problem is and what the most common cause of a problem is, and do exercises to fix that. That is a balance issue. It's a muscle imbalance between one side of the joint and the other side of the joint, and if your muscles aren't in balance, your bones will be pulled, not completely out of alignment, because there's not really anywhere for them to go, but there will be pressure to try and pull them out of alignment, and that creates a pressure point at some spot in your cartilage, which then gets really ground away, and you almost drill a hole in it, and that's when you end up with bone on bone. Okay, so for the first 3, which are all related to diet, to nutrition, I'm going to link a video down below here called Your Arthritis Diet, which I made previously, and I talk quite a lot in that video about hip arthritis, but it applies to knee arthritis as well. It applies to any joint arthritis. Arthritis is a joint. Any arthritis in terms of being able to rebuild your cartilage. So the food approach is covered in that video, and I'm linking it down here. The exercises, I'm going to cut away from this video, and I'm going to go to another room, and I'm going to show you why you need to do the very specific exercises that I'm going to show you in order to start the process of healing your knee arthritis. So come and join me there in the next part of this video. Right, here we are, the exercises for knee arthritis. Now I'm going to show these exercises on a massage table because we are lucky enough to have one. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can do these exercises on your floor, on a carpet. You can even do them on your bed, as long as your bed is firm enough. Now, the point of the muscle imbalance that is most likely leading to your knee arthritis, I'm going to show by explaining on Abby's leg. So if you can give me a leg, I can put that one down. Now, the arthritis here in your knee joint is usually caused by an imbalance between the muscles above the knee in the front of your leg, so your quad muscles, and those behind. So that would be the glutes or the butt muscles and the hamstrings. And these are usually weaker relative to the quads. This is especially pertinent as we get older and we start to suffer from what is known as sarcopenia, which is a weakening and a wastage of muscles with age, because it tends to happen in the glute area earlier than it does in the quads. Your quads then do too much work. They take over the responsibility for stabilizing the knee, and that imbalance, because these muscles are stronger, remember that those muscles, straight leg, these muscles, the quads, come past the knee joint and they join onto the shin bone. When they are strong and tight, so even when you're not exercising, they're just firmer, they exert a pull force on this bone and they pull it up into the knee joint, creating pressure in the knee joint. Because these muscles behind are not as strong, that pull from the front, which is not matched by the same force behind the knee, tends to pull this bone slightly upwards and into the knee joint. And that subtle little change of pressure is enough for it to start drilling a hole in the cartilage in the knee. So what we want to do is stimulate these muscles, the hamstrings and the quads, and get them to start working again to take some of the load. Now, most physiotherapists will tell you that you need to do exercises for the muscles around your knee and strengthen the muscles around your knee joint to help stabilize the joint when you suffer from arthritis. And they are absolutely correct, but only half right, because when you do general strengthening exercises around the joint and you strengthen everything around the joint, all you end up with is a stronger joint, but the imbalance is still there. So we want to focus on activating the muscles that are not carrying their fair share of the load, so to speak, and we want to ignore these. We do not want to be strengthening these. So even if when you exercise your quads get tired, it's not because they're weak, it's because they are doing all the work. So exercising them because they're tired is actually going to make them do even more work. So we need to exercise the muscles that we're not using. Okay, first exercise, here we go. Can you move this way slightly so that you can lie down? Right, and keep your hands flat. And just as you are, lift your bum up off the bench. Now, if you go into a position like this and hold it, you will, after a little while, start feel the burn of the exercise in your butt muscles. Looking at this position, I'm going to say you can probably feel tension in your hamstrings, yes? Okay. So now you are tensioning the hamstring and the butt muscle, and you can hold that for 20 seconds or so, whatever you can manage, and then you can let it go down again. Let it go down. If that's difficult for you, then you can do it without actually lifting your bum off the ground. No, keep your bum down. Just think about pressing your heels down, compress your stomach, push your heels in, and you can feel engaging that muscle too. You only really need to lift up if you are already a little bit stronger, and that's easier to do. So if you lift up again for me, if that is too easy, then lift this leg up out of the way, and now you're carrying all that weight on the glutes on this side and the hamstrings on this side, so it's a bit harder. Then you just alternate the sides, and you do 20 to 30 seconds on each side, maybe 4 times, and you do this twice a day, and you will start activating those muscles, and they will learn to start working. Now, just one point about this. If you go up again, and I said that this is your glutes and your hamstrings, if you move your feet in slightly, you'll start to feel that the hamstrings, there, I can feel that now, they're softer, and you are really only working the glutes. So this is an important exercise if you have hip arthritis, because if you have hip arthritis, working the hamstrings is not really that important, so you would want to do it with your feet further in. And you need to experiment to see how that feels. If you move them too far in, move them as far as you can, you'll suddenly feel it here, which is really not what you want to do. So you mess around with the distance until you can feel that it's just your glutes, or a little further out, it's your glutes and your hamstrings. Okay, so that is how you start addressing the imbalance between this side of the knee and this side of the knee. Okay, thank you very much. Now, there is another aspect to knee arthritis that has also got to do with the alignment of the shin bone, and that is your foot. The muscles in the arch of your foot, if they are not strong enough, the natural arch will go down, your foot will flatten, and it will turn slightly as it collapses, and that will twist your shin bone just enough to misdirect it where it goes up into the knee joint, and you will have problems with arthritis as well. So in addition to the glute and the hamstring exercises, we need to do exercises to strengthen the muscles in the arch of the foot. Now, the first one you can do is to just lift up your leg so we can see it. Okay, it's probably easier the other one, easier to see. There you go. Now curl your toes. Curl your toes as much as you can. Yeah, because now you're activating these muscles, and curl them really hard, and then straighten it up, and then curl them again. And you need to practice this motion with your foot until it gets really tired. Then you know it's been working. Okay, any exercise like that with the arch of your foot. One good idea is to try, where is it? And see if you can pick up a pencil. So you can stand on the floor, put this on the floor, and try and pick it up with your toes. Can you pick that up?
No, I cannot.
Well, then you need practice.
I need practice.
But even trying to pick it up is a good exercise. The other thing you can do is you can stand on the floor with a dishcloth or a rag and bare feet, and then use your toes 1 foot at a time and alternate, and see if you can scrumple the cloth up under your foot. That's also quite difficult to do, but all those exercises will work the muscles in the arch of your foot. And as your arch gets stronger and your arch starts to raise, it will stabilize your foot, it will straighten your shin bone, and it will even out the pressure inside your knee joint. Those are the early exercises to get you started with rebalancing your knee to start healing your knee arthritis, with the aim of ultimately, hopefully, being able to avoid a joint replacement in the knee. Right, I hope that was instructive. It should be. Those are very good exercises, and they're very easy to do, and they will address the balance. Now remember that most physiotherapists will tell you that you need to exercise the muscles around your knee, and they are right, but they are very often only half right, because what they do is they give you general knee exercises that will strengthen all the muscles, and the imbalance that you had before will still be there. Okay, everything will just be stronger, but they will still be out of balance. So you need to isolate the weaker muscles, which I discussed in that video, and not do the other exercises on your quads and your hip flexors, not until the imbalance has been restored. If you want me to help you with this process, then go to my website. I'm linking it down here below, SHAPEFIXER.com, and just have a look there what your options are. You can become a member of this channel, and you will have more interaction with me and with other people on the channel, or you can even book a consultation with me, or you can even sign up for a 3-month mentorship coaching program. That's entirely up to you. These videos on YouTube are free, and if you're able to take the information from them and take care of this process, take responsibility for this process, then that is absolutely fantastic. Well done to you. Click a like on the video, get your comments in below, and let's go forward with this, and let's save as many people as we can from having to have an unnecessary joint replacement. Remember, sometimes it's a good idea, but it needs to be the last option. You need to try everything else first. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck on your journey.